Have you ever wondered what coins come in the coin shop almost every single day and throughout the week? And dealers often buy these little lots, little accumulations, little change finds. Sometimes that you even buy better dates and mints. But I'm going to show you what we've bought this whole week. So starting from Monday all the way to now, today, I'm not going to date the video, but it is later in the week. After all week, it's on a Friday, honestly. And I'm going to show you what we purchased here. Some of the things, some of the small little lots that come in on a regular basis. This lot here is a little larger than the rest of them because most of them that come in are really small. But this one had proof sets and mint sets with it. We've already took care of those, put those up and put them back and inventoried them. But we did get coins like this. Some world coins. They're not worth much, but they were kind of interesting because they were older. Glass Glow, Flourish. Then this one is half rupee India. If you know anything about world coins, you know why this is like this on the India coin. I encourage you to look it up. There's a lot of territories, a lot of different things going on back in the past with the UK, Great Britain. But coins like that come in and not the greatest condition, but they're interesting. They're fun to go through and check out. And here's some wheat cents. I tell people all the time, we're paying a few cents a piece for these unless they're key dates. We'll look through them and they don't believe me. They said they saw it on the app that they're worth a lot of money. But that's what we get in here a lot, very often. And then a roll of the 2005 Bison. What we do with these is we probably auction them off so people, sometimes they think that might get that speared bison. I don't think they're going to be in here, but that's just me. And another hold coin, 1870 something. And then of course, Morgan dollars. I mean, we get these Morgan dollars all the time. Sometimes they're nice. They're 21s, pre-21s, peace dollars. But there's some nice ones here, but this is the thing. These are what they call TV dollars because they've been cleaned and they sell these on TV or they sell them in the Bradford Exchange or different ones, and they're just coins that are cleaned up and they buy them by bulk off of dealers and they pawn them off on unsuspecting buyers who don't know any different or who just gave them a credit card and they get coins on approval. That coin's so reflective it doesn't even want to focus. All the pinpricks of light going in, it tries to focus on the background. But there are some nice ones in here. Like this one here is decent. But you don't always get coins like that. Most of the time they're like this. 1923, just cleaned and low grade, medium grade, extra fine. And then you'll get some 90%, which is what we get a lot of. A lot of dimes. We have to go through and pick out the slicks, put those in the dent lots. You've got a war nickel, which is a little silver in that one. Franklin halves. We look through and make sure there's no special dates, and typically there's not. I mean, you just rarely ever find a decent date. You might find a 21 every once in a while, but it's very rare. And then a note. This is what they call funny back. And the reason is it looks like paper money. It's a 1928 silver certificate. There's two of them in here. I'll show you the back. That's a Color funny back. I like them. They're kind of cool, but they look like funny money, I guess. As they call them that. And we use these little bins, and they're starting to break on us. I want to get some new ones. Then here's another one here. And a lot of people are like, what do you pay for silver? It depends. If you bring in some nice silver dollars, we'll pay over melt. If you bring in worn down silver dollars, we're going to pay around melt, like these here. But melt has changed from $1 every other day, it seems like. So it's going to be different prices. If you bring in slicks, we're going to pay under melt. I don't like doing that for silver dollars, but I'm not beating myself up over this. I pay whatever I got to pay that I can make some money on them. I don't want to rob anybody. I'm not going to cheat anyone. but I'm going to do as fair as I can. They're still getting more out of their silver dollars than they were last year, and silver was low. But silver is very volatile right now. It's up and down, back and forth, man. You just don't know where it's going to end up. The thing of it is that I'm consistent. We got our little papers we fill out. A lot of times we'll have them sign it or at least check their ID. We don't always write down their ID. We don't always make copies of their ID. But this here's kind of interesting. Got a 1811, and the face it's been damaged. I probably paid too much for it. I think I told Dad to pay him $35-40 for it, even though it's 1811. Little much for that damaged coin. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the damage. Then you had wheat cents, memorial cents. I'm not sure why Dad bought those. I guess they just wanted to sell them all. They're cleaned. Now that's what you call junk there. But you had some nice stuff, so you just buy it all and just take the good with the bad. It's a nice 1823 cap bust dime. Kind of cool. Yeah, it's see, this is the world coins, 1912. It's hardly worth $1. It's hard to get $1 out of something like that. Had silver, a little bit in there. It's an interesting coin. South Africa. That's cool. And like I said, it's just some other dimes. Looks like there's a half dime in here. 1836. So even though, you're buying type coins, you got to buy all this other. They just wanted to get rid of all of it. That happens sometimes. And then here's one that came in. A couple peace dollars. And a mercury dime. And here we are with some more. Another funny back and some miscellaneous here. And like I said, we pay different prices. $1.50 for these typically, for the silver certificates. Something like this we can pay $5 and up for. Like I said, we do look for better condition notes. I'll pay a couple $3 if it's better, but these are all just your normal circulated. And then on a Morgan dollar like this, even though it has a little bit of toning on it, it's hard to pay more than $35 for it. It's probably a $40 to $45 coin. Sometimes you pay 36, 38. Like I said, whatever I think I could sell it for. But then you got all these other ones here. Got the still cool Netherlands coin, but got a little bit of little damage out up here. Pretty cool. 1944. As you can see, there's a large cent in here as well. It's just miscellaneous stuff. A lot of it's just damaged, though. See, that's the thing. You have to deal with all of it. All of it comes in. Here's one of them I got a chance to buy. And I went through here. I think there's a 15S Barber dime, which is decent. I paid a little bit more for that. But most of these you're paying $2 to $3 for when it comes to the Barbers. You try to look for the decent ones. So there's some quarters in there with a little bit of luster, some toning. It's kind of cool. That's a nice 47 there. Just your normal circulated coins, but some of the Barbers weren't too bad. They had a little bit of the leaves on them, which I like to see, but some of them were slicks. So that was a few of the buys that we made over the counter. Your typical, what we see a lot, regular customers come in all the time. They find some change, or they just want to let go of some silver they have. Some of them work at convenient marts. Some of them just happen to have a little bit of silver they found in a drawer. Maybe a parent passed away or just something like that. And they walk in and they just sell it to us and get the cash and go buy pizza, I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe pay a bill. But anyways, that's what we buy. Like I said, it's almost every day, and I just put back a few of these to show everybody, to show you all exactly what we do buy here. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.